I'm Michael Schade, CEO of Rockfish Games.
So let's talk a little about your studio, kind of give us some background info there.
Sure. So we did Everspace, which is a roguelike space shooter with a Kickstarter campaign back in 2015, raised $500,000 US. And back then, in the studio prior to Rockfish Games, we did Galaxy on Fire, which was a space shooter on mobile. So that was the closest thing you could have, like freelancer on mobile devices. And we had like 30 million fans kind of waiting for us doing a PC and console version. And we left mobile because we're not big fans of free-to-play. It's not a thing. We tried it, but we weren't successful. So we rebooted us as a team doing premium games on PC and console. And Everspace is our first title. Came out in 2017 on PC and Xbox, a year later on PS4, and now even on Switch. We sold about 850,000 copies. We're working on something new, cannot say what it is, but if you made an educated guess, bigger, better, what we're good at.
So talk a little about, because it's very interesting to see you go from the free-to-play to the premium. We see so many people going the opposite route. What was it that you didn't like about free-to-play?
You have to do an entirely different game. So the monetization mechanics need to be in the game from the get-go. And it makes an entirely different game. And we are more in a single-player experience. We believe in great storytelling and really intense action, skill-based games. And that is something that usually doesn't work with free-to-play. So free-to-play, there are certain games that really works well. The mechanics are made for this business model. But if you're in the classic kind of games, it just doesn't work. And we had the problem that in mobile, the entire market changed. We also had a VC that was breathing down my neck. You got to do free-to-play. It's a bigger business case. And I said, really, that's not our thing. And our core team, they actually hated it. So at the end of the day, we filed for insolvency. So we lost the studio, right? And actually, my partner and I, back then, we had to leave the studio. We didn't get anything. And we only were able to reboot because we were able to sign with a AAA console publisher back then to create something like Galaxy on Fire for the new generation of consoles. And that's how we got back into the game. And that's what we always wanted to do. So it's really ironic. We had to lose everything to start all over. And now we're better off than ever because we're completely independent. It's like Everspace is working so good that we can fund the new title entirely on our own. So we can do whatever we think is right together with our community. And this is also something that I didn't realize back then. This whole streaming on Twitch, I had no clue what this is all about. And I thought, oh man, I'm really too old for this. I'm not getting it. But as soon as we had our closed alpha out there and I saw people playing our game, and I joined the stream, like in chat, I said, hey, the devs are here, the CEO of the studio asked me anything. The people freaked out. They said, well, this is fantastic that the dev takes the time to talk to the audience, right, to their fans. And then I really, this is one of the reasons why people watch other people playing a certain game, that you engage with the community. And to me, this was so revealing that you have this direct relationship with your fans and that they actually have an influence. How do you create the game? So there are certain areas in the game that we changed because of the feedback and because we watched other people playing Everspace in a very early stage of development, even before it came out, because it was a Kickstarter, we sold alpha access. And then we said, oh, this is how you should do it. And I strongly believe this is something you wouldn't have seen in a classical QA testing scenario. So the combination of digital distribution, Unreal Engine, Unity being for free, and then streaming be it on Twitch or on Mixer or any other platform, changed the development scheme entirely. And there are great opportunities, and we are a prime example of there's a studio with a lot of experience changing the platform entirely. My biggest concern was I don't know anybody at the PC on console business. It's going to be very hard to get featured, whatnot. It turned out that early access was the best thing for us to do in Everspace, and it ended up being 1 out of 12 Platinum credits of 2017 among the group of PUBG and Ark Survival. Okay, that's okay. I think we were onto something, right? And now it's just bigger, better, more.
When it comes to exploring the different consoles, what's it been like for Switch?
Our first Switch, we thought it's impossible. So we did Xbox first, and then a year later we came out of PS4, and you can already tell that the PS4 build benefited from having an Xbox build, so we optimized, so we could build on the experience that we had on Xbox. And then we thought on Switch that's not really doable because the hardware limitations, but since we had a background in mobile gaming, our team is really good at optimizing the performance. It's one thing, and the second thing is Epic updated the Unreal Engine to make Fortnite have a good performance on Switch. And with the latest iteration, there was Unreal Engine 4.20, I think, we saw a 30% performance boost. And there was just the last bit that was missing, that we can have a good experience with Everspace on Switch. And then we launched it in December, and Everspace does better on Switch than on PS4, and on PS4 it does better on Xbox. So really you can see also, like, the better the game became, the better the commercial success of the platform.
That's really cool. And how big is your studio now?
Now we're 20. Back in the day when we did Everspace, we were only 10 guys. And we're a little bit different from a typical studio of that size. So my partner and I, we're not part of the, the dev team. So he runs the studio as the CFO, CEO. I take care of marketing, PR, and sales. Every now and then I think I have a great idea. I go to the team, they're usually like, oh, seriously? No, Red Planet? No, we don't want to have Red Planets. And then I have to try to sell it through our creative director. So actually Everspace was done by 8 guys. And now the team is a little bit bigger. We have the new game that we're working on. It's still going to be a space shooter, but it's much bigger. It's not going to be a roguelike anymore. It's like open world. And of course, we have to have more content. That's why we grow the team. And thanks to the success of Everspace, we were able to do this just on our own cash flow.